They were crying as news came through from North London of the Arsenal demolition job, but it's a much changed Arsenal side. The big casualty, Dennis Bergkamp, his allergy to all things airborne means he's not travelled, and so there are one or two unknown names in that Arsenal side. To sum it up, no Keown, no Adams, no Grimaldi and no Absent, and so the centre-half combination looks like being Lujny and Emmanuel Petit. But Patrick Vieira returns after missing the first leg through suspension. Well, Javier Ureta, the Deportivo coach, knows that he's got to do something here, and he's got to go for goals. Remember, they're 5-1 down, but 4-0 would put them through. So he's made wholesale changes, and the one real surprise, perhaps, Petr Kuba has gone in goal. He's in place of Jacques Songo, who's on the bench. And the other point that is worth making as well here, there's no Donato at centre-half. He was undone, shown to be, dare I say it, not the fastest centre-half in the world. And that, in the end, cost him dear when Deportivo were run ragged at Highbury last week. Well, Arsene Wenger is down to the bare bones of the squad. I can tell you, youngsters like Greg Lincoln and Tommy Black on the bench for tonight's game. Our referee comes from Turkey. Deportivo in blue and white stripes, playing from left to right. And we're underway. It's goals or bust for the Spanish. And Arsenal, who for years had that reputation founded on a solid rearguard, need it now like never before. This is Lee Dixon. Because, believe you me, the kitchen sink will go flying towards that box of theirs. And Deportivo win a corner inside the first 30 seconds. Oleg Lujny pressed into service as an emergency centre-half with Lee Dixon and Nigel Winterburn, we think, playing the flanks, although Silvino might also take a turn down the left side. Here's the corner then from Manel. And it was Kanu back helping out who's cleared it. This is Nigel Winterburn. Tussling with Fernando. And Deportivo have the throw. Well, the home crowd are out in force. They know it's a massive order, and they know too that an early goal is absolutely vital. And that's Mauro da Silva. And Fernando wants to take the free kick. The Turkish referee, though, insisting that the wall is back 10 yards. And Jaime it is with this free kick. And over. Almost coming nicely for Turu Flores. And in fact, coming in behind him was Ramis from the back. Jaime with the free kick. Now Arsene Wenger, not perhaps the greatest advocate of UEFA Cup football on a Thursday night, because he's making the point that his team have got to go to Middlesbrough on Sunday. Kanu. Blocked by Noureddin Naibet, the Moroccan, for the corner. Wenger saying that they'll be on their travels tomorrow, they'll be on their travels on Saturday. And of course the next round, first leg, which is against Werder Bremen or Parma, is next week. And away by Kuba from the corner. And Petit is given that central role. He's given a bit of a license to move forward as well. Here he is again. And this time, Thierry Henry under starter's orders, but with no support. And away they come. His pace could be a real handful. Away by Scaloni. It was Mauro da Silva who was involved. Now maybe the break for Fernando. There's the cross. And it's come back into the path of Pauletta. And Seaman makes the stop. Good control by the Spaniard. Look at this here. Close control, and Seaman did very well. Lovely run by Fernando to set it up down the left side. Petit this time found wanting, Seaman to the rescue. Winterburn for Arsenal. Oh, he still goes! And he's gone wide. Oh, he should really have put that straight into the back of the net, and he knows it. Naibet to the rescue, with Kuba committed early. You'd have put your mortgage on him scoring, Thierry Henry. No power, clearance, safety. Well, Javier Ureta has told his players to play for their pride and have a real go, and that's what they're doing. Parla! Good sharp save. And Arsenal, all their problems showing their experience and know-how. Lujny, Petit, will take time. Slow, measured and controlled ball. Kanu. Got Silvino and Winterburn operating down the left side with Freddie Lundberg. That was Lundberg, and this is Petit. Vieira won it in midfield. Here he is again. This side joining the attack is Ray Parla. Vieira. Winterburn. Well, defence is the name of the game for the Gunners here. Winterburn, another one who's quite happy to take his passport across when necessary. Away by Vieira, and Kanu. That's the last thing Arsenal want. They're 5-1 up, and we saw in the first game when Jalmina was sent off. That's why he's not playing tonight. What a difference it made, and with the Gunners seemingly with 1 foot in the last 8, needless yellow cards here could be oh so expensive. Turo Flores. Seaman has to get down. Well, it's been a solid first half hour from the Gunners. It's that one shot from Paoletta and that from Turo Flores that really have caused any problems at all. Seaman saw the gap in the wall. Winterburn penalised. Jaime, I'll give his full name, Jaime Sanchez Fernandez, will be the man to take. And watch again for Ramis, who's wearing 19, who's come forward to join this attack. Right the way through, and Ramis almost got a touch on it. He may have got the slightest of glances, and that is a real let-off. There's the free kick from Jaime. Now, did he touch it? Oh, he might just have. But it's off the post and away. Scaloni is trying to build again. But at the moment, the red shirts are doing a good protection job. Deportivo certainly have had far more possession. Now, here comes the heavy mob again. Fernando ready to try and scoop the afters, but there weren't any from Jaime's shot. And England's number one, showing why, needed to hit. Although Luzhny didn't help by getting in his way. As we approach half-time, Arsene Wenger, I think, will be reasonably happy. He could now be ecstatic. Luzhny, beg your pardon, Ljungberg, and a good stop by Petra Kuba. You've got the tongue twisters out in Luzhny and Ljungberg. And my teeth telling me something else. Inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. Job almost done in this period. He withstood most of the onslaught. Good punch by Seaman. Kanu. And this time the foul is against De Silva. And Manel kicks the ball away. Trying to make a point to the Turkish referee. This was the one earlier from Ljungberg. And the keeper palmed it away. Henri's head, but no one in support. More they will build from the back. Pirouetta making the point he didn't want their principals that have taken them to the top of the Spanish league sacrificed in any way. Fernando pressing Lee Dixon. Manel up again for four towards Pauletta, and away comes Kanu. And suddenly Arsenal again have the manpower forward. Thierry Henry is this side and completely unmarked. He's got to go back now, he has it. Parler's offered him an option, this is Parler! And the corner conceded by Nevet. But they never picked up Parler and Henry down the right side at all. So from centre half it'll be Manu Petit. Cooper having to organise. Keeper punched but didn't get a full power on it. Petit and Parler again. Thought he should have had the throw. Assistant referee says no, it's Deportivo's. And it was Manel that took it. Here he is again. Is there time for somebody to break the deadlock before the half-time whistle? Fernando. Target was Pauletta, clearance away by Kanu, but look how deep he's come. Gives you some idea, with a minute and a half remaining. Ramis now goes forward. Fernando wants quality. And Seaman must punch over. Manu Petit got the touch. Fernando down the left has caused one or two problems. And this is Jaime's corner. His free kick, remember, went on the bar, and that's the closest we've come to a goal. Came onto the off the post. Nevet. Mackay looking to try and work an opening again, but Arsenal were well awake. Kanu with Winterburn and also Silvino charging down the left if they want them, and that's not a bad 1-2 either. Freddie Ljungberg and also Silvino chased forward, and it was Silvino who thought he'd won the corner. The referee said no. great asset since Arsene Wenger brought him to the club. But what he's done, in fact, has blown the half-time whistle of the referee. So it's so far so good for Arsenal. A few scares. Half-time 0-0. Important 45 minutes for Deportivo, because although they are the leaders of the Spanish league, they were beaten surprisingly 1-0 by Malaga last weekend, and with Valencia, the informed side, to come this weekend, and then they travel for what should be one of the best games for a long time against Barcelona in the new camp. We could see it all change in a fortnight as the ball is breaking through, and Tutu Flores will be disappointed not to have got something to test Seaman. Pauletta was the player who had the final effort. It's a lovely ball through by Tutu Flores. And here's Pauletta. Important tackle by Silvino as well. Ljungberg done well down this left side for Arsenal. And got past his man as well. Now, opportunity knocks, cross and over. Coruna. Lovely cross from Ljungberg. One of the best runs he's had in the match. Looks up, sees the Nigerian arriving, and he got his header to it. And this time Petit is out-footed, and Pauletta's put it wide again. Bounce favoured Deportivo. Off target. Really should have made Seaman get his knees dirty from there. Vieira. Coruna. Silvino joins the attack. Now Coruna. And the 1-2 lets Ljungberg in. Still Ljungberg. Opportunity through. He went perhaps for plan A, when plan B, the pullback to Coruna, might have been better. Gain causing all sorts of problems down the left side. Looks up. Henri's out of it, but Coruna behind him was better. And Mackay replaced by Victor Sanchez Dalamo to give him his precise title. Henri offers the help if he needs him. Ljungberg quite happy to go on. And eventually he's won the free kick for about the 5th challenge. And he ran out in a large shirt. I think he'd come off in an extra large. He's been pulled all over the place. Look at this, for close determination. Scaloni trying to bring him down and succeeding in the end. Vieira. Rushney looked for Coruna. Vieira. Rushney again. Arsene Wenger will be pretty happy with the way things have gone so far. He must have known that a goal in the first 10-15 minutes would really ignite the crowd. And this is Jaime. And again. Pauletta's missed 2. Fernando this time. Now into the path of Manel. Well, if the front players can't do it, why shouldn't the left back have a go? But Jose Manuel Menendez Aremia, on his wrong foot, took aim to the high street. Whatever they call it in this country. Henry. Now, on a couple of occasions, his pace has looked likely to cause problems. Pull 3 men across to cover. Silvino. Lumberg. Worked nicely through for Kanu. Henry in space. Henry in the back of the net. It's first blood to Arsenal. And Kuba can do nothing. 63 minutes gone. And now party time for the Englishman abroad. Nice work. Kanu it was. Henry got between the two centre defenders. Kuba won't be too happy. Not at all sure he didn't go through his legs in the end. Here's Henry's shot. Let's see from this angle. Oh dear. 1-0 Arsenal. Not one for the goalkeeping Hall of Fame. But it is about pride. No one more aware of it than the Deportivo side. Manel. Towards added a little bit of life in the middle. This is Fernando. Still going. And he's fought well off Parla. Victor! 1-1. And within 5 minutes, Deportivo La Coruna are level. It's a good finish, but that's the man who should take the credit, Fernando. Because he held off Parla and held him off again. Determined to get the ball into the box. And there was one man over. Victor, the substitute. No chance, Seaman. Vieira, influential in the middle of the park, and now with space possibly to send in the figure of Winterburn. But Cooper had read that script. Manel. Arsenal have Davor Suker warming up. They've got some more defending to do. That's a good block tackle by Petit. He ended up on the ground, but he's done well. He's produced a very disciplined performance. And Henry, no chance. This was Vieira's ball through. And Winterburn just beaten to it. We might see Suker come on shortly. Been warming up for several minutes now. Scaloni. And Petit didn't get, unfortunately, neither did Turu Flores coming in behind. He can smile about it now, Manu Petit. But Flores, the top goal scorer last season, now really playing in a midfield role. Was at Las Palmas before that with a man named Vinny Samways. Kanu. Still Kanu. This is Silvino. Now, measure, and puts the defender under pressure. And once more, Nuruddin Nebet concedes the corner. One thing you've got to say about this Deportivo side tonight They may not be full of household names, but they're very full of spirit and full of a desire to play for each other. They must be kicking themselves for a really awful night at the office last week. Well again. Mushni tries to close him down. Arsenal's defenders having to man the pumps. Boletta, and that's a good tackle, just when it was most needed. And they've had a few chances, and Arsenal have kept their concentration. And Seaman this time is looking and gets the decision from the linesman, saying that they've kept their concentration, and the England man makes the mistake. And although it's gone in from Tudu Flores, it will not count. It was a spinning drive. Seaman could only get a hand to it. Tudu Flores following up, but he was offside. It'll be Werder Bremen or Parma in the next round for Arsene Wenger's men, and they will be well satisfied with that after this performance. Flavio, there's the cross in. Oh, and they've all missed it. Chance for the substitute. He's got it. Ivan Perez has scored, and Arsenal look like heading for defeat on the night. The tie safely in the bank after the events at Highbury. But right at the end, musical statues. Who was marking him? Answers on a postcard, please, to A. Wenger, care of Highbury. And Ivan Perez, the substitute, picks his spot. From there, 2-1 Deportivo. So right at the death, Deportivo have salvaged their pride, and they've sent Arsenal to defeat in northern Spain on the night. But the tie settled in the end. 6-3 on aggregate in the Gunners' favour. That 5-1 thrashing a week ago, proving decisive. Deportivo 2, Arsenal 1 on the night, but Arsenal go through.